This thing here is in my face.
Luke, I am a nomad's project.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the show. In the last episode we did all the preparation for the timber rack build. So in this episode let's see if we can't get the thing put together. I felt like working with hand tools, so I made the cutouts for the upper horizontal support using a saw and chisel. I established a knife wall with a marking knife and a chisel. Then I measured up and made the rest of the markings. Before resting the handsaw on the knife wall and cutting the lap joint. With the bevel facing downwards, I could test which direction the grain would split, and then remove the rest of the wood in one chunk. I cut all 4 supports for the timber rack the same way. I tried cutting the dados for the shelf supports with my router, but they were a bit too wide for the base of the router, and it was difficult to hold the router level. If you have any tips on how to cut wide dados with a router like this, then please leave them in the comments. So it was back to cutting dados on the miter saw. I think I must have cut 1 to a bajillion dados in this project with the miter saw. And as much as I like this saw, this process lost its novelty after a while. The miter saw had done its job for now. I'm going to build a miter station for it, but it's really easy to put away and the saw is quite mobile. It was then time to glue and screw the supports together. And here again you can see my technique for spreading the glue. I tear off the, in lack of a better word, ears. Those small flaps you find on cardboard boxes. They are perfect for spreading glue. I first fixed one screw, then I could check for squareness and screw down the rest. I recut the lap joints for the horizontal top supports using a handsaw, and I just followed the joint that was already there. This angle was a bit awkward, so it was easier to use my Japanese pull saw. Using my Norm Abrams style panel cutting jig, I cut down the horizontal top supports to size. The blade doesn't reach all the way, so I had to make the cuts in 2 passes. I could of course have used my miter saw for this, but I just put it away. I drilled pilot holes for the lower horizontal supports, and these are only fixed with screws. I made one unit that was 70 centimeters wide and the other unit is 1 meter wide. And I used the offcuts from ripping down the poles for back braces. These are quite thin pieces of wood, so it was important to drill pilot holes and countersink them to prevent them from splitting. The part you see protruding from the side there was cut off with my Japanese pull saw, but I didn't film that part. It was a bit awkward assembling these alone, and some clamping squares would have made it really easy. I'm going to make some really soon, and I found that tip in a Peter Millard video. Well, it's not furniture grade, but you have to start somewhere. Now I've got lots of timber to stack up here. This to be precise. All of this timber is a bit too long, so I'm going to shorten them by, say, 10 to 20 centimeters, maybe 30, and get them up on the rack. We've got oak for days. I think maybe we have oak for months, possibly even years. Finally, we have some breathing space in the workshop. I can't tell you how annoying it is not even being able to move inside the workshop. But finally, some breathing space. Again, that's it for today, guys. If you liked the video, remember to leave a thumbs up. If this is your first visit to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.